I would say, man, in business, when you don't necessarily have to have a master plan,
Yeah.
you just gotta have the idea and the willingness.
Oof.
The dog, you gotta just apply that dog because everybody
Talk
has
about
that
it.
dog in them.
Yeah.
And you gotta see where that dog is.
Yeah.
Go find it, and then just kind of like say, let's go.
Welcome back to the Law Podcast. Welcome back to the Law Podcast. Today we have a relentless, intelligent, creative human being in the room right now. And he honestly reminds me of me. He kills it, kills the game. Honestly, he has his foot on the pulse of Orlando. Yeah, we got the one and only Corporate Mack. How are you, King?
Oh man, thank you so much for the introduction.
Yeah,
I'm good, man. You know, it's an honor to be here. You know, so I'm good.
Love that. Yeah, bro. Like I said in the beginning, you do so much. Just even today alone, you do so much. What is your one thing that you're passionate about? Are you passionate about throwing events? Like, what's something you're passionate about?
I look at it two different ways.
Okay.
One, I am very passionate about doing events.
Yeah.
Two, I'm more so like an opportunist. So I'm never stuck to one idea.
Okay.
I'm never stuck to one passion.
Yeah.
Let's just say if I'm doing events and things are going really well and I find the opportunity to work, let's say maybe with a big entertainment group where I'm not doing events, but I'm maybe facilitating certain deals, I would move on to that.
Yeah.
So I'm passionate, but I'm also an opportunist.
I love that.
So I don't necessarily follow a certain dream. I'm more so like, okay, I'm here. Okay, what's the next move? Okay, that's good. You know, because I've had my hands in a lot of other stuff too.
There's so many things, and I want to learn more about that. I mean, like I said with myself, when we talked before camera, there's more things that I do and I complete and get into that you can't even tell from my Instagram, right? But I know for you show a lot, but I know there's even more.
Oh yeah, it is.
There's even more.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, I thought I threw so many events back in New York. If people talk to me, they be like, "Yo, bro, you do so much. You do so many events, nightlife or daytime or just events for the community." You, my brother, you do double the events, bro.
Yeah.
You do so much. Where do the ideas come from?
I'll give you a line.
Talk to me.
What's the line again? It's by Kanye. Don't leave while you're hot. That's how May screwed up. So when I started doing events during the pandemic, because that's when I started.
Okay.
You know, things were just hot.
Yeah.
And every time I had the momentum, I double up.
Yeah.
I kept going and going and going because I felt like, you know what? Why not?
Yeah.
You know, just continue going because, you know, you have people's attention, you have the ideas, and people love the events. And also, I look at my events as not just partying, but a way for people to have balance in life. So when you come to my event, it's not just about drinking and having getting drunk. It's more so I'm coming in, okay, I'm expecting to meet this type of person.
Yeah.
I know the aesthetic's gonna look good.
Yeah.
I know people are gonna dress really nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna party with a purpose.
Yeah.
You know, and things like that. So I just keep going and keep going and going and going.
I love that.
So, you know.
From what I've seen, I'm going to buy my ticket to also attend the event that's coming up this Sunday. But from what I've seen, you do it differently, where I truly appreciate it because they're all so classy. Yep. Like it's all done with class. Like it's not you just put a fit together, you pull up. It's you get dressed for this event. I love that. Why, is there a reason why you move it that way, or?
Yes. So me doing events stem from moving back to Orlando because I used to live in Houston, Texas.
Oh, you're originally from Orlando, but you went to.
Well, originally I'm from Haiti.
Oh, shout out to the
Port-au-Prince.
Zoe.
Yeah, shout out to the Zoe Cafu. Right now we're going through some things, but it's nothing new.
Pray for Haiti.
We're gonna get through that. Yeah, let's pray for Haiti.
Yeah.
So I lived in Houston, Texas for about 3 years. So when I moved back, I was like, oh man, I'm coming from the fourth largest city in America, one of the most diverse city, and it's active, to now moving back to Orlando, and it's not so much networking going on. So I kind of like looked in the mirror and said, how can I be the network that I'm looking for?
That's beautiful.
So I said, you know what? I'm going to just do these events.
Yeah.
Did my first event.
How was it? Let's get into it, because I like to get into mine. How was your first? Was it everything you expected, or did it like?
Oh, man, exceeded expectations.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right. So the first event, again, my company is a what I call a pandemic company. So you remember during the pandemic, you know, there was this narrative online. Oh, if you didn't come out of this pandemic with a new skill or a new skill or a new company, man, the hustle is just not in you. Yeah. So I was one of those people that be like, oh man, I guess they talking about me. So I said, I'm just gonna do something. Yeah. So during the pandemic, I had realized you didn't necessarily have to be a promoter to do an event. No. Because we had just came from the lockdown and people just wanted to unleash themselves. Yeah. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna take the leap of faith and I'm gonna just go ahead and just do an event. So I met with one of the restaurants owner, Dove Coat Restaurant. And
this is also free game.
Yeah,
like, this is also free game. I don't even get into how I've done it. So what you're saying right now is free game that a lot of people should take notes on.
So I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna just do it. So I scheduled a meeting. I called the restaurant, asked to speak with the owner, and then we scheduled a meeting. I knew they were struggling during the pandemic, so I felt like I had leverage. Yeah. When it comes to like, striking a deal. Yeah. So I said, this is my idea. This is what I want to do. And then he said, have you done anything? I told him, no, I haven't, but I have friends in the industry. Shouts out to my boy KTZ. Okay. He's probably the best promoter in Orlando.
Shout him out.
Yeah. And he's also someone who has helped me too.
That's beautiful.
Throughout the whole process. Even now, when I have when I'm going through it, or just from a man, just having man-to-man conversations. Yeah. I talk to him, I'll get his
You can bounce out
thoughts.
ideas.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I called them and I told them that's the play. And I just went and had that meeting. Yeah. And then they told me, and a lot of people don't know this, right? When you're doing an event, especially I'm just going to say just Orlando. Yeah. But I know this information can be applied to other places. Yeah. When you're doing an event, you don't necessarily have to have or pay any rental fee. You just have to promise this business that you could make them a certain amount of money.
Yeah, you got to promise the outcome.
Yes, exactly. So when I met with him, he told me there's a bar minimum. If you don't hit that bar minimum, you got to pay the difference. I was like, oh man, I'm screwed. So there's no way I'm going to come here and people are going to actually come and support me. But,
so, beforehand, this is a good spot to think and ask. Remember your spot. But beforehand, did you know already that people were definitely going to come, or you just came up with this idea and hoped that people would come?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
Me being, an analytical person, I knew it was the pandemic. There weren't any events being thrown in town. Yeah, because we were on lockdown. So I kind of assumed that I would get the participation based on supply and demand.
Respectfully.
Right? There was no supply.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
But there was a demand for events.
There's a demand for something to go out.
Right.
Yeah.
So I knew that. But me being especially an introvert,
Mm-hmm.
and
You are?
I am introverted.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay, yeah.
So, and before I was not a social media person. I could go 2-3 years without using my social media.
Respect it.
So, from that perspective,
Yeah.
I was like, "There's no way anybody coming to support me."
But that's exactly what I wanted to ask you that question, because there's a lot of people that want to get into that space of throwing events and hosting events, but they're just like, no one's gonna come. But I'm just like, if you're analytical like you were, to look at the supply and demand, you can get into any business.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the way you just said that is beautiful to be said. Yeah.
Yes. So I was like, I don't think people coming to support me, but this was the whole pandemic
Yeah.
narrative that it has to be in you. So
Yeah.
the hustle was in me.
Definitely.
So he told me, the owner told me that you just got to make me sales of $3,000.
Yeah.
If not, just pay the difference.
Yeah.
So I went home. I went to the bank.
Yeah.
I took $3,000 out, and
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna lose $3,000 because
You already had the mindset.
I know I'm not gonna make it.
Talk about it. Okay.
I know I'm not gonna make the $3,000. I said, I know this is a business expense.
Yeah.
That I know I'm not gonna make back.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I called my boy KTZ.
Shout out KTZ.
Yeah,
man.
he gave me the game.
Yeah.
He kind of coached me through it. And then after I had the meeting, we agreed. And also, too, being in this industry, a lot of times you don't have no written contract. It's a verbal
word of
agreement.
mouth. Yeah.
Right. So I had the agreement with the owner.
Yeah.
And then the first person I called is one of my friends. His name is Ben. I was like, Ben, I don't know how I got myself into this, but I have an event at this time.
Yeah.
This is the date.
Yeah.
I just need you as a friend to pull up.
Tight. Yeah.
Within 5 minutes, he texted me back. Well, I called him. He told me, yes, man, I'm all for it.
That's fine.
So I started with, thinking about the idea, what I wanted to put out.
Yeah.
And then creating a team
Yeah.
to execute the event.
The team is important.
Yes, DJs,
Yeah.
host,
Yeah.
just people within your team, you
Yeah.
know. So I called one person,
Yeah.
and he kind of helped me to get connected
whole team
with other
together.
people.
Yeah.
Because before I didn't know how much you pay DJs.
Yeah.
I didn't know the expenses that come along with creating an event. So
Yeah.
again, this was a leap of faith for me, and I'm glad it happened. But
I love that you're saying this point of view, because I'm like a kid at the chocolate factory talking about this story from the opposite end. When I mean the first time I threw an event, everybody thought I just knew the whole game. I knew nothing of what was going on. Nothing, bro. People were saying like, I got the event, I got the DJ there, I got the host there, I got the photographer there, videographer there, I got everything there. But the way that happened, I had no idea of how that was like.
Yeah.
There wasn't a master plan. It had to be created.
Nope.
So yeah, like hearing this is just like, I love this.
Yeah, it wasn't, and I think that's a concept that you got to use for business.
Yeah.
I don't want to say, well, that's a model, right?
Yeah.
So don't focus so much on the journey.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
I guess that's how Nike was created.
That's how Nike did it.
That's how Nike did it. Just do it. So, and it's also risky.
Yeah.
It's risky business. When
Yeah.
it comes, when you're doing business, it's risky.
It
like
is.
you taking a risk, whether
Yeah.
it's financially, whether it's your just putting yourself out there
Yeah.
to be humiliated.
Everything's a risk.
Everything is a risk.
Yeah.
So I would say, man, in business, when you don't necessarily have to have a master plan,
Yeah.
you just gotta have the idea and the willingness.
Oof.
The dog, you gotta just apply that dog, because everybody
Talk
has
about
that dog in them.
Yeah.
And you gotta see where that dog is.
Yeah.
Go find it, and then just kind of like say, let's go. So this is what I did, man. I came with the idea.
Yeah.
And I went and found that dog inside of me.
Yeah.
Whether, like sometimes you don't know where to find that inspiration or that willingness, which a lot of people call the dog in them. Athletes, they got their dog in them when they playing.
Yeah.
If you're an actress, you got that dog in you when you're performing.
Yeah.
If you're a landscaper, you got that dog in you.
You got that dog in you, respectfully.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you gotta find that.
Yeah.
And say, okay, this is where the dog is. All right, let's go get him.
Yeah.
We're gonna apply that same mentality to this project.
And the only way, truly, to get that dog to realize that you have that dog in you is to put yourself in a risky factor. Because if it's always comfortable, you'll never you have a poodle the whole time. You might be a little dog, but to get that real dog in you, you got to be in a room or in a situation where you got to really apply it. So I really respect everything you say right now, respectfully.
Because when you think about it, if you're an athlete and you getting ready to play a bigger or more a team with a better reputation, who everybody says is better, and you're an underdog.
Yeah.
So before you get out of that tunnel, you got to find that dog before you get on that field.
Talk about it.
Before you get on that court, you got to find that dog.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to help you to execute your plan.
I love that.
Yeah.
Beautifully said.
Like you, for instance, you came from New York.
Yeah.
And you just knew you that guy, right?
Yeah.
So you came to Orlando.
Yeah.
You did your research. You go online. I don't know you. This is my first time meeting you.
That's a fact.
And 5 minutes ago, I didn't know your name fully. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you just used that dog from New York. You say, I'm coming to Florida.
Exactly.
And I'm going to
stay with myself out here.
Exactly. And I'm going to reach out to people and I'm going to interview them, and that's going to lead to other doors being open.
That's a fact.
And that's how that's what you do.
Hey, I love that you painted the picture perfectly.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's a fact. So now that you got the party, you got the team, how did were you nervous? Were you scared that what time was the party? Was it a late night event?
It was a daytime event.
It was a daytime. Were you nervous? What was your feeling before it started?
Oh man, yes. I was really nervous. The whole process, I was nervous. And then, when you're creating a team too, it's not always easy because you have to deal with different personalities. In fact, I had learned in my corporate journey, I had a manager. He was okay, but he told me, he was like, man, I'm not going to lie to you. I'd rather stay on the technical side because I don't know how to manage people's personalities.
Oh, wow.
Because it's a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
People
that's
carrying.
real true. Yeah.
And you have to be very flexible.
Yeah.
You have to be very flexible to deal with people's emotions, and especially you at the top of the hierarchy, people gunning for you.
Exactly.
If they're having a bad day, you may not know, and you say something to them, and then they just unleash that, bad day onto you. So, I have been. That's one area I haven't been the most successful at, even though I really have a great team.
Yeah.
We're partners. I don't think I'm a good manager.
Yeah.
I'm not above anybody. So we're partners, of course, and it's just good to have at least 2 or 3 people in your corners that sometimes I get mad at them, sometimes they get mad at me, curse each other out, but still, it's been
hash it out.
Years and we're still together. But in retrospect, that was the hardest part. For example, and I'm just going to tell this story.
Talk
I don't
about
care
it.
who's mad at me. So we had set up the event.
Yeah.
People were just coming out of nowhere buying VIPs and tickets.
Dope.
I was like flabbergasted by this. I was like, me?
Yeah.
But then I had to realize it's not me.
Yeah.
It's just that strategically, people wanted to come out because it was during the pandemic, after the lockdown.
Yeah.
So me using that strategy, I had already won.
Yeah.
Now I just had to execute it.
Yeah, and do it correctly. Yeah.
Do it correctly, and then hiring the right people, getting the right people involved. And I had 2 people in my corner that helped me actually. I'm gonna give them their credits.
Respectfully.
Helped me to curate the name of the event and other things. But we just had creative differences along the process, which is fine. I think that's normal.
Yeah.
But it is my belief that those 2 people on the day of the event showed up to see me fail.
Oof.
Yes.
Oof.
That was a tough pill to swallow.
That is the toughest pill
When
to
your
follow.
team is working against you,
Oh my. That is tough.
that is tough, dude.
Oh my gosh. That is the realest thing that's been said on this podcast.
Yes.
Because I've been there before where people are just checking up just to
Yes.
just to make an excuse as to why you have your success.
Yes.
Or to be there to witness
Keeping
it, to be like,
tabs on you.
yeah,
Waiting for you to fall.
yeah,
Waiting for you to have a mishap.
yeah,
So it is my belief. And
Yeah.
am I wrong? Can I be wrong? Yes,
Yeah.
I can. But it is my belief that
Yeah.
those people, even though they were partners, it came to witness the great failure.
yeah. And I respect you because you didn't make it a big thing, I'm guessing. You just took it for what it was. Like, okay, you here for that, but I'm still going to win and you're going to still feel the way you feel.
Yep. And and I quarterbacked the whole event, man. And
Yeah.
I just got it done.
Yeah.
I didn't get in my feelings. And
Yeah.
that's another thing about business too. I have a short memory. So if you do me wrong in business, I'm not carrying that feeling.
Yeah.
I may not deal with you anymore,
Yeah.
but I'm not in my feelings about it.
I'm the same exact way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I'll give you a short story that my partner that I was talking about beforehand will laugh at this hilariously. We do videography. We do a lot of events. We do a lot of things, and we pitch a lot of ideas, and we majority get them. We pitched it to a gym once, right? And he said he was all for it. This is all word of mouth. This is also free game for y'all because this is the beginning of us too. So we pitched the idea to run all their videography for their new gym that they just built. It's huge. And he was all for it. He said, we're going to hire you guys, etc. He said, can we have a meeting and just tell us what you're going to bring to the table? And we said, okay. We set up a whole meeting. We went over everything. And he eventually did not go with us, but all the ideas that we gave to him that we would be using, he used. Was I very upset? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I hate him for it? No. He's a businessman.
Yeah.
If I gave him the free game, he took it for real.
Lessons learned.
Yeah. So, but it was definitely a lesson learned where I was like, whoa, like I'm scrolling through.
Yeah.
And all the ideas is just like, yo, nah. Like that's crazy.
Mine. We talked about this. Yeah.
And my boy called me up. Did you see it too? I was like, yeah. And I'm like, my boy Graz. Me and Graz are just like, no way, bro.
Yeah.
But hey. Yeah.
It happens to the best of us.
It does.
And same here.
Yeah.
A lot of times I have to choose who I share my ideas with. Like, and this is another what we say. This is another
Free game?
Free game.
Yeah.
Before you share your idea with someone, please have it in your mind that I'm okay if this person takes this idea and not include me in whatever transpires out of it.
That is a tough
Because
pill
if
to
not,
swallow.
you're gonna be mad.
That is so real, and I had to indulge that myself.
Yes.
So you're 100% right. Don't share your ideas. I'm more on the fact of let me complete it, then I'll talk about it.
Right. If you're not okay with someone taking that idea and then using it for their own benefits while excluding you, then don't share it.
Don't share it.
So I always have to coach myself because we're kids.
Yeah.
We always get excited about these ideas, and I think it's very human nature to call, pick up the phone and telling your homies about a really good idea.
Yeah.
And it happens.
It happens, man.
It happens. Just make sure that it's truly your homie.
Yeah.
And 2, make sure that, okay, look in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm okay if this person uses this idea. If not, of course, you can go the contractual route by saying, hey, this is an NDA or whatever.
Yeah.
Not an NDA, I'm sorry. This is a
contract
for you not to use this. That's a lot of paperwork. That's not ideal.
The easier way to be is just not do it.
Yeah, just
don't
not
share
do it.
Yeah. So I also saw you on a panel with the commissioner of Orlando.
Yep.
What was that conversation about? What was that for?
So every year we have this festival that is held here in Orlando. That's called the EDC, which stands for Electric Daisy Carnival.
Okay.
It's a festival that attracts around 300,000 people.
Wow.
And it makes around $54 million.
Wow.
So last year, you know, after the festival, you know, it was being reported that they made about $54 million in revenue, which, you know, is revenue. We don't know their expenses, so we don't know exactly if they are profitable or not.
Yeah.
But let's assume they are.
Yeah.
So $54 million, a festival that is being held in our neighborhood, and we had about 300,000 people that came around. I mean, that came here in Orlando to support and attend the festival.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of money.
That is.
But guess who's not benefiting from this money, though?
Who's that?
From this festival?
Who's that?
The people directly impacted by it. So this was a conversation to have with your local politicians, the promoters of the event, and yourself too, because you have to hold yourself accountable to some degree, because why aren't you involved?
Exactly.
Why aren't you asking the right questions? Why aren't you going to your local politicians and asking them, hey, what happens? Or, you know, why am I excluded in this whole, you know, project? So this is exactly what we did. We had like a town hall meeting with the commissioner from District 5. Her name is Regina Hill. And she was very open to the meeting too.
That's beautiful.
And we had a few people coming in asking the right questions. And then what we realized was, one, the people within the same community that we talked about aren't seeking that information. So this is for the listeners, anybody who's listening and looking at this podcast. If something is happening in your neighborhood, in your city, you have to do your due diligence by researching and asking the right questions, because opportunities aren't coming to you.
That's a fact.
You know, opportunities are there floating around. In context, this festival, which is a $54 million festival that, you know, generates so much money, is not going to come to you.
That's a fact.
You got to go
get it yourself.
You got to go get it yourself. Also, too, if you are prepared, but you don't have the opportunities, it doesn't really matter if you woke or not. The opportunities just aren't there.
That's a whole fact.
So you got to hold other people accountable.
Yeah.
And the third part or component is, if you can't hold other people accountable, and you're doing your due diligence by preparing yourself, then you got to hold your politicians accountable, because this is why you vote. Yeah. You vote for someone to represent you in rooms that you aren't allowed to.
Talk about it. That's really what it is. I was part of the South Utica. There's something inside the back up in upstate New York, where I was a part of the council, basically, where we presented all the issues that's going around in that city, and presented to the actual council to bring it to something. I was in a good position to do a lot for the city, and me sitting in those rooms and facilitating those conversations, I was like, bruh, thank you guys for coming up. The people that did attend, which wasn't a lot, like, this is for the whole city, and the people that did attend was like maybe 10 people, right? And I was like, thank you guys for actually coming to attend to voice your concerns, because there's people that rather be on social media and complain than actually take the step to get it fixed and come to the room, come to the table with your issues to get it resolved. So the people that actually came and had these issues that were going around in their city got those problems resolved, but the people that rather complain on social media and just roll over and just feel like they're doing something but actually not doing anything, always made me laugh, because you feel like an activist online, which you might get something moving online, but you're actually not doing nothing to the actual law or to the actual plays made, because you're at home doing nothing, essentially. So I respect you for being on the whole panel to talk about that conversation. That's huge.
And and it goes. Here's another thing about that too. One of the shouts out to Rep McCurdy. He was one of the person that really I called and helped me through the whole process. So it goes back to creating a team, right? So when I had the idea, it was just an idea. As soon as I logged off Facebook, I called him, and he's a politician too. And he was like, I understand what you're saying, and I can help you get to the next level, help you to at least get connected with the right people so they can hear you. So I say that to say, whatever you're doing, you're going to need a team. You're going to need a partner. And like, for instance, this guy is extremely smart, good people, you know, and very humble. And together, that's how we came with the town hall. And it's not done yet, because we still have to do our due diligence, do some more research, and talk to the commissioner in her office and trying to get some resolution, because the festival is a festival that's here every year. In fact, I think the next dates are November 9th, 10th, and 11th, 8th, 9th, or 10th, one of these dates. And we want to see some results from our action. So we want to see more participation from the local community, whether it's becoming vendors, collaborators, whatever. We want to see the promoters of that festival reaching out to our community.
Involve the actual people that live here.
And we want to make some money.
Definitely.
I'm not gonna lie to you. We
At
want to make some
day,
money.
At the end of the day,
you make $54 million. Cool. I like that. I want that for you.
Respectfully.
But it's in our community. I want a percentage of that.
It's literally in your backyard.
You have to. And what I learned, I think it was a book. I forgot which book it was that I read. I don't know if it was Rich Dad Poor Dad. I doubt it was. I think so. I don't know which one. But long story short, people aren't acting entitled. Like, we grew up. Oh, I don't know you. I'm saying me. I didn't grow up in wealth.
No, we grew up. We didn't grow up in wealth.
I wanted to make sure, because I don't know you. So we grew up where sometimes, like, they telling us, oh, you so entitled. Yes, I'm entitled. Something is going into my neighbor. I'm entitled to know.
That's a whole fact.
Yes, I'm not saying that you carry this attitude everywhere you go.
No,
but you should feel entitled to certain things.
Because the folks that were born into wealth and have wealth, if something is going around in their environment, they feel entitled to know. So it's no issue if you have wealth or you don't. I should know because it's in my backyard.
I'm entitled to what's happening within my environment. Or even as far as ecosystem. I'm entitled to know. And this is what helps you to elevate. Because now that you know you're entitled to make some money with y'all. I'm entitled to make some money with y'all. I'm serious about that. So now I have to look in the mirror and say, well, what am I doing to prepare myself so when you provide an opportunity, I can catch it. You know? Then now it's self-accountability. Okay, cool. I'm getting up. I'm researching. Okay, I need licensing, permitting to become a vendor to sell products at this festival. So I'm gonna go to the local office, get my permitting, get my licenses.
Yeah.
That's the
right
accountability.
steps. The right steps. Yeah.
Now, because I'm an entitled person, you have to provide me the opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now it's your turn. I done got my permit. I got my license. I know the products you're selling. I know, your requirements.
Yeah.
I know the application process, and I'm ready. Now, do your part. Provide opportunities.
That's a fact.
Maybe you give me, maybe because it's happening in my community, maybe I'm first in line. That's what we call by opportunities. So I think sometimes us as people should use an entitled mentality or attitude, because there's no way you can come to my house, you letting the neighbors get part of this money.
Yeah.
Everybody is benefiting but me.
Yeah.
And then when I say something, you say, I feel I'm acting like I'm entitled. You damn right I'm entitled.
Yeah.
Because it's happening at my house. Now, you can't be going to somebody else's house
And expect.
Like, for instance, right? I remember there was a story that occurred, and I think this situation occurred in Tampa, somewhere in Central Florida, where there was this young lady who had like maybe 12 kids, and she blatantly go on social media. I guess the news reporter was just asking her questions. She said, "Somebody should tell me why my kids aren't being fed." Like,
That has nothing to do with us.
Yeah. Nah, this is the wrong time to feel entitled. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to be entitled to, like, you gotta hold yourself accountable for
accountability.
your actions.
Accountability.
Yes.
Is something that I feel like we are all lacking in a way, but some people are lacking it times 30 billion.
Yeah, she was saying the government is responsible for her kids not being taken care of. Meanwhile, she had like 6, 7 baby daddies now. This is the wrong time to use
entitlement
concept.
Respectfully.
Yeah, but you should be entitled to things that are happening within your environment.
Yes.
Yep.
What do you believe inspires you? Like, what inspires you? What makes you go?
Well, right now in 2024, my number one inspiration is my family. We often get together, talked about goals that we have. So after leaving those conversations, that's my, that's what inspires me.
It's a battery.
Yes, that's my inspiration. Whether it's a vacation together, whether it's becoming more financially stable, having financial freedom, retirement, renovating our home, it's up there.
Yeah.
Secondly, I would say what inspires me too, just being financial freedom. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Just wanting to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Where, okay, we go on vacation. I'm not penny pitching, to do an excursion. I already know, okay, cool, that's going to be $1,500. I can do that.
Yeah.
Catching a flight to go to Mexico, I can do that.
I can do that on the fly.
So that inspires me because, as an immigrant, I've seen my mom getting up every day, working hard, and I've seen what that transpires, what that provided to her because, she's financially stable. So I want to be in that position. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not at the same scale. Maybe for her, having $10 in her bank account is financial freedom because, you can make as much money as you want to.
Yeah, your lifestyle depends on your lifestyle.
It depends on your lifestyle. Like my mom doesn't go out to eat.
Shout out to that though.
Yeah, she goes out to eat maybe 2-3 times a year.
And that's
with me.
That is goals for me.
But Exactly.
I be spending money.
Spending money every day. So her $10 might be worth more than my 10, right? So just seeing her succeeding in life.
Yeah, that's
that
beautiful.
inspires me too, because I feel like I have a role model. Just seeing what she did and how she got here. Now she's cool. Like she still works, but she can retire.
Yeah,
and she can do whatever she want to do.
So what is this event that you got coming up soon?
Oh man,
Talk to me.
The event that I have coming up soon is called Spring Days, and just to give you a little bit of background about Spring Days, it's a yearly event or series of events that we do here in Orlando.
Yeah.
Again, just like the name, it starts and finishes in the spring.
Yeah.
Spring Days.
Yeah.
Right. So it's an event that's becoming a staple here in Orlando.
Fire.
Where, when the spring comes,
it's coming.
You got to be at Spring Days.
Yeah.
And most of my events, and that's also to answer your questions earlier, most of my events are geared towards young professionals, entrepreneurs, and people who want to network. Yeah. Right? Because remember, I said earlier, when I moved back here, I wanted to network. So what I find with conventional networking is that it's boring. Imagine if I tell you, hey man, let's meet, me and 10 other guys or people, let's meet somewhere downtown and then we can talk about how we can network. You're like, that's it? It's boring. Yeah. But imagine if I tell you, there's a whole listen, event. I got an event coming. It's going to be 10 people, like-minded people, maybe people, lawyers. Yeah. Maybe people that are investigators. Yeah. Entrepreneurs, realtors, teachers, people that you want to network with. Yeah. But I didn't tell you it's a networking event. Yeah. And I didn't tell you we're going to discuss anything about what you do in your real life. However, though, I gear my marketing towards people, towards entrepreneurs and professionals to where the event gets their attention, they attend, you who's going there not thinking about networking, you come in there maybe to have a good time. Yeah. But I tell you, there's a dress code. So if you not one of those people that want to network or want to impress people, I said that in a very positive way. So you're not going to get dressed up. You're like, I don't care about that event, man. I don't feel like getting dressed up. We don't want you. Yeah. We don't want you. We want those young professionals, entrepreneurs, and people that are excited to meet other people, to network. Yeah. And then while they're there, we say we're gonna make sure you have fun, and we're gonna make sure that we create a whole experience around it. Yeah. So now that as a young man, you went out there, you had a drink or two, you feeling yourself, you met another guy. Pause.
You met another entrepreneur, or a businessman,
a professional, or a young lady. Y'all exchange numbers on social media. Yeah. Then you find out this person does works for maybe Radio 1 or maybe
The Loft.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's like, man, how can we work? Yeah. And this is the process of networking.
Respectfully.
It's not so much that we have to label it networking. Yeah. We just got to make sure we have the right people. Yeah. And inadvertently, people network without knowing, and also creating memories and great experiences.
So you build the whole environment, basically.
Yes,
love that.
I like the way you put it together.
You build the whole environment, and then, I want to be a part. Even from the recap videos that you've put out and your promo that you've been doing, I want to be a part of it. So I'll be attending. Yes, I'll be attending myself.
And then the hope is you find somebody that can help you to get to the next level, or you can help them to get to the next level. Yeah. And then you keep coming, and then you and then come back with more people.
Yeah.
And that's the whole strategy.
Yeah.
I use strategy a lot, the word strategy a lot, because I'm sorry, I am a
You're
corporate
a thinker.
guy.
You're a thinker. You think just like me, man.
I'm a corporate guy,
Yeah, you're
and
strategic.
that's where the corporate comes from.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's also my one of the last questions I have. Where does the corporate come from?
So back in, I'm not gonna say the year, because I don't want
Date yourself.
people to guess my age.
Yeah.
But I was in grad school,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was right around the time where Instagram was popping, and I was thinking like, man, what could I say? I'm like, okay, I'm a corporate guy, you know what I mean? So I said, let's say Corporate Mack. And then, it just kind of stuck to it. And then it started telling my story. I started believing in it.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, okay, I'm a Corporate Mack.
Yeah.
So I've been in corporate America for quite some years now too.
Yeah.
So a lot of the things that I've learned, whether it's a procedure or whatever process, I try to apply it in my
Every day.
business.
Yeah.
So most of the things that I do, I have a corporate mindset.
Yeah.
And just use that mindset to achieve whatever I need to achieve.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Shout out Corporate Mack.
Thanks.
I
man.
got some personality questions for you. Got 3 personality questions for you. Answer them to your best ability. Question number 1.
Yeah.
Would you rather a week of sunny days or warm nights?
Okay, we're in Florida. Okay, weeks of sunny days. Depends on how hot it gets, but I say sunny days.
Love that.
Because you know why? I like the cosmos. I like our solar system. This is an area of interest for me too, like astrophysics.
Yeah.
So just me understanding that the suns is like light years away from us,
Yeah.
which translate to like trillions of miles
Jeez.
or years.
Yeah.
I don't know which one. Trillions of one light year is, I think, trillions of years, which almost impossible with our current, metrics to get there. So just knowing that how far the sun is and how it reaches us, it's just like I'm very thankful for it, because had we be a little closer to the sun,
it'd been over.
or a little further, like
It'd
Jupiter,
be freezing.
So just me appreciating the sun so much in our solar system, I would rather some sunny days.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That was deep.
I'm into all that stuff.
That's
too,
dope.
man.
That's dope. Question number 2. What's your favorite cereal?
Favorite what?
Cereal.
Oh man, I think it's Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a top 3?
Well, so it's a story to it too. And I think if you're Haitian, you'll agree with me.
Talk to me.
So I grew up in Haiti.
Yeah.
There was only one kind. The cornflakes. That's cornflakes.
That
I'm
was
sorry.
it. Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
So
That
that's
was
gotta
it.
be
Yeah.
my top 3.
It's gotta be
cornflakes. That's all we have.
No, that's a total fact. Like
Cornflakes.
I'm not born and raised in Haiti, but as an Haitian, cornflakes was in your household, like without a doubt. Like
so, cornflakes is one of them.
that's a sleeper. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sleeper.
Yeah.
And then I don't really have another one, but
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, that's too sugary. I like it, but that's too sugary.
I get that.
Yeah, Captain Crunch, Frosty Flakes.
That's an OG.
Yeah.
OG.
So
respect it.
But the cornflakes gotta be in there. That's
Gotta
the only
be.
thing you knew.
That's a fact.
That's the only
With
thing
that
you knew.
green bird on the
Yes, bro. That's the only thing
That's
you knew.
Third question for you is there a question in your life you're still trying to find the answer for?
Yes. And this is just me being vulnerable.
Yeah.
I believe in God, first and foremost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially with me, and being enthusiastically research the cosmos and learning about planets, how we have trillions of planets, how we have so many galaxies and things like that, how the universe is so big.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I definitely got to believe in God now because ain't no way this is an accident.
Yeah.
So, but the meaning of life has always been a question that really bothers me because I don't truly know the meaning of life. You know, what are we here to do? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you hear people saying, "Oh man, we here to procreate and extend humanity." But if you read about, our solar system and galaxies and the universe, you learn that there's a time limit to this planet. Notice why, I don't want to get political or anything like that, but notice why we have what we call global warming. Yeah. Every year, it's getting hotter and hotter.
Yeah, it's showing. In New York right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From a astrophysics perspective, the world is gradually getting closer to the sun, or the sun is getting closer to Earth, to where it's gonna extinct life. Yeah. So I've always had that question with, just trying to understand what's the true meaning of life. While even though I believe in God, but I don't necessarily believe in religion, where they have, each religion have their own meaning, or they have a version of what we call meaning of life, and I don't necessarily go by those things. So that always bothered me. That always bothered me. But I just believe in God, so I'm not mad.
At the end of the day, no, that's a heavy, not just because we can have a whole podcast on that, but at the end of the day, that question, when I get into that myself, because if you get so deep into that world, you can build up anxiety out of nowhere.
You become an atheist.
You could, but I think when I get to that, I get so secure in believing in God.
I'm glad I started doing some research in that field, because that's what really secured my belief in God. Yeah. Because there's no way.
There ain't no way God, all bro. Of this is. What I like to compare it to is, if we think the galaxy, all that stuff is, the Milky Way is all so beautiful and so huge and it's crazy. Think of a tiny ant.
Yes.
An ant thinks this room is huge.
Enormous. Yep.
And if this is all by accident, that ant has no purpose, but we know the ant has purpose. It helps it helps so much.
Yes. It's part of that ecosystem.
Exactly. So,
and I'll even go a little step further.
Talk to me.
There are some microbes that's a million times smaller than an ant. Yeah. And they think they the biggest thing in the universe. Just like us. We just think we're big and bad. Yeah. But we're not. Fact.
Well, thank you for coming on the show, my brother. I truly appreciate a random hit up.
Yes. That was
and
crazy.
You're willing to come on this show and just chop it up with me. The start of a friendship.
Yep.
Any last words you want to leave the people with?
No. First and foremost, thank you for inviting me. I'm nobody, so it's good that people like yourself is doing your due diligence and connecting with people, and I think that's how greatness starts.
That's love.
Yeah. So I want to say thank you for even reaching out. Lastly, man, just keep doing your thing. I just want to extend my hand to say anything you need in Central Florida. Because I do events not just in Orlando, but I do it in Tampa and in Tallahassee too. So anything you need, man, I got you. Yeah. I definitely like what you got going on. The setup is really
it's real.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah. And just want to make a last announcement. We have spring days. It's gonna be at Ember.
It's at Ember.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Next Sunday, March 17th, and that's St. Patrick's Day. And then our theme is Emerald Elegance. So any green is
I look good
welcome.
in green. I ain't gonna hold you.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to step on them.
You know what I mean? So it's welcome, and
Yeah.
you know, and if you out there, you're seeing this, I invite you personally. That's another thing.
Yeah.
When you starting with promo, well, at least when I started, when I was asking people to come to my event, I used the word personally because it was a personal. It was a personal invitation, and people took it personal.
That's dope.
So
smart.
Personally inviting people to come to my event, like always, we always focused on making sure people are having a good time.
Yeah.
That they're not meeting drug dealers, murderers, and all these bad apples. They are meeting lawyers, entrepreneurs, professionals, good people. You know what I mean? So, and you know, and if you see me around, let's talk. Let's meet each other.
Yeah.
Go meet other people, and let's just create this excellence.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Where can they find you?
Okay, you can find me on social media. My Instagram is Corporate Mack, CORPORATEMACK, Corporate Mack. My business page, Lux Events Media, is LUXE.events media, EVENTS media, MEDIA. And you can also find me on Facebook, Mac Jules, and I'm also downtown.
Yeah, I was about to say, find them downtown.
Yeah, find me downtown.
That's a fact.
I'm in the field every day.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a great podcast. I ain't gonna lie.
I think so too, man.
That was a great pod. I ain't gonna lie.
I was comfortable. Usually I'm not. Usually I don't know what I'm saying, but I was comfortable. Thank you. You did a good job.
Thank you, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. I'm gonna always say this every day I have a pod. Every time I have a pod, do something nice today. You don't know what someone's going through. And the Loft, we out.